there's more outside leg by inside knee in this case. But I'll also do some sneaky shit from a traditional half guard lockdown, and I'll go here, around behind, I'll end up getting behind, and then I'm right in the truck.
So they don't have to always be like
Sneaky shit right there.
from the lockdown.
Yeah, but from a traditional half guard, this is traditional half guard, this is lockdown half guard. Lockdown half guard is a very Eddie Bravo position. Eddie versus Oilers second match. He was just looking for this the whole time. You need the underhook. You also need the electric underhook. And then what I like to say is you put LGBTQ, you're questioning. You get real close to your dick, but not all the way there. You're real close on the hip here. You get small if you get big, and you make a rainbow with your legs. That rainbow allows you to sweep them around. If they base out over here, I might threaten what's called an electric chair, which brings us into Timothy McVeigh and the Oklahoma City bombing. There was actually a second guy there. Second guy with the FBI. There's sketches of him and everything. I don't know what the purpose of it was. I was 4 years old, but you should look into that one too.
Documents in there.
There's some documents in the building. You know, there always is. And so I get small, I get big, I high five the ref, I come up on top. In coming up on top, I might send this by. I might end up in what's called a lock drag. Keep in mind this right here, all the way through. Super nice lockdown position. Now we're in control. I did this to Sean the other day. Sean's way better than I am, so it's a real win. Here, now you got fucking straight down strikes, whatever. Here, I also can go from here. I can even get this kind of like twister pass, underhook right here. And then checking this inside leg right here, this inside knee can come out, come around behind, and settle into side control here. Collect all that. So right here, outside leg, figure four behind inside leg, nice.
I'll make your face.
Yeah. We're here, we're getting close. Remember, we're getting Q, we're right near the hip. Sending that up, sending that over. It's rested on the shoulder. Now you can either send that over on this side of it. Yeah. And now look where you're at. Damn, look at this. Total control. Total control, right? And that's why it's called a lockdown. Because we're in total control, just like they were for a couple months.
Yeah.
Depending on where you were. And if you had access to guns. Alright, ready? So put this back on the other shoulder. Right here, and then do that other pass where you're here. Maybe you get this twister pass elbow right here. Inside leg comes out and behind my knee. Insert it right behind my knee to close that space.
This one?
Yeah, knees on the ground. Your knees on the ground. And yeah, you're just, what I'm saying is just we're filling that space behind that knee, so my knee cannot get involved. So it's like the inside leg comes out, inserts behind that knee just to settle in and disallow that foot from reaching back.
So it's like a lockdown electric chair.
Yeah.
And then from there,
Do it again. Nice.
lockdown.
And we're here. And now if I base out here, go S grip with your hand. Now send the energy that way. Yeah. Wait, now send it longer. And send it here. Send that long. Send that. Now, a little bit more. Actually not trying to get it out here. Trying to be here. And you know, you're long and out. You don't want to fall. So we're jumping forward. Yeah, now, back to figure out how I got in. Actually, on the way to the electric chair, maybe send it on up here. You reach up, you're here. You can even connect your hands behind here, even Eddie did in that match. That inside leg is going to come out. Yeah, and it's going to come out behind my right mid leg. No. Go back one step. Nice. Now that knee is going to come out and behind my right leg.
Right here?
Yeah, insert it behind my knee to close the distance. And then keep it on the ground, and then we're here. You feel that? Yeah, just a side control. And now that lockdown is like a super important part of Ted Planet and Eddie's game. is quarter guard, half guard, the lockdown, the electric chair sweep, and then on top of that for me, and really overall too, getting to the truck from all different positions. One of the things we talked about with Bryce Mitchell being here is it was an awesome weekend. I got a twister submission that Thursday, and then Bryce came in on Saturday for a seminar. Taught a lot of shit that I did, and immediately him and I saw a lot of similarities between our games, which is really cool. And he'll be here, Ben Eddy and Bryce Mitchell, and then Lauren Sears from our gym as well. They'll all be representing Planet Austin at EDI this weekend.
I'll be there.
Yeah, me too. I got UFC. You going to UFC too?
When
It's
is
in
that?
San Antonio the next day.
Saturday?
Yeah.
That's on the 13th?
Yeah.
Damn, dude, I think I got a show. You know, I'm freaking Washington.
Man, well, you got down here for EBI though.
Yeah.
But, all right, so that lockdown we're talking about, that electric chair lockdown, and then we went over it there too, is just getting to that truck from all different positions. So if you're on your back, one of the best things Ben Eddy's taught me in his time here is we go Z-guard. You're in Z-guard. This is Z-shield, Z-guard. A twister pass right here. I get surface area. A lot of times in jiu-jitsu, you want to get as much surface area as possible if you can on your opponent. So you're collecting information on what's going on with their body. And also you have more ability to latch on to all of it. I curl in. I go this twister pass right here, that underhook. And then I go here. I settle in here. I settle into twister pass, and I'm going to create a little bit of space right here. I'm going to get that space. And I'm going to be here, right? And the twister side control. The twister side control was partially created as a new way for us to get into Eddie's favorite position, which is the truck. I insert my underside leg. My underside leg was hard against the hip here. And in being hard against the hip, it provides the inability for that bottom leg to get involved. I insert here, and I have this lockdown over here. Right over here, I have this lockdown here. And I reach down here. And I enter into the lock, and then I enter into the truck right here. Now the truck is called the truck because early in the UFC, when Joe and Eddie were going to doing the UFC together, Eddie would be in the truck, and he would tell them which camera to use. So there's a lot of different options in the truck. And in this case, we have the option of the calf slicer, the crotch ripper, the twister, up here, and or going all the way around the back for the rear naked choke. But
so basically right there, you started in twister side control.
Yeah, twister side control. So you're in twister side, so it's like this. And I'm like pressing up against here, and in that left knee, why don't you put your left knee against my right hip? Right here? Yeah. Now press this downward. Maybe insert that in between my two legs. So that my legs can't carry it.
My arm?
Yeah. You can press that against the top of my right thigh. My right thigh. Yeah. Here, I'll show you again. Because I didn't explain this. We're here. This is called, pretty sure it's called like a fish hook. Right here. Yeah, right there. Down here. And then feel how that outside leg presses downward and creates that ability for that insertion right here. Everything's real tight in here. Everything's real tight in here. Just allow it right there. Right.
So it's here, but I need this leg.
Inside leg. Yeah.
Nice. I don't like that.
Inside leg is behind that. As long as I don't lose it, back knee goes, that leg goes next leg.
This one here?
No. Other leg.
Here.
Yeah, that's right there.
And now
you'll shoot down for this leg over this shoulder, and you'll roll over this shoulder. So that left arm is gonna reach for my shoulder. As you go here, roll over your shoulder, and feel that?
Yeah.
That's it right there.
So this is one of them.
It's the crotch ripper. So how much? Yeah. You extend long, you pull me long this way. And
And then the calf slicer.
Calf slicers on this one right here. Reach for the toes, really reach for the toes. And you might even slow down for a second. You might even go that against the inside of your left foot. Like yeah. Really explode it, right? Go back from here. Now go from warrior grip right here. Grab my ankle with your right hand. Insert there, and now I'm even more uncomfortable, and you're able to now really extend through the leg, ankle to ankle. Go ankle to ankle for me. That's it. Yeah. We're here, extending both ways. Nice. Now, one of my defenses might be, and Ben did this in an overtime match once, and the guy went here, and when he went here, Ben snatched it up, and he went baseball back. Yeah, you can't go baseball back grip above and above. That's the old school way of doing it. And now Eddie showed me too, like, say we go long, and I react, that makes it easier to push it through there. Reach for that crown of the head. There. And then now what's the last one right here? The last one is you reach here. Now you just take it back. And all that's locked down. All that's truck entry here. Go right here. Go this way right here. And then turtle and crucifix. One of my favorite things about this is that whether you're going to the crucifix or you're going to a truck, Jesus or Jiu-Jitsu, you end up in the same place. Because the same people, whether it's conspiracies or Christ, the same people, the original, as Tony said to me one night, I'm talking to Tony Hinchcliffe about JFK, and Jesus Christ was the original JFK, because he also was killed by so, if we're here, turtle, right? Let's call it my outside leg inserts here, and I'm looking towards their bottom half of their body. We're talking about the truck. The truck is something I'd much rather do if we're talking about jiu-jitsu, whereas the crucifix is more of an inside leg position right here. The crucifix is something I want to do if I'm talking about MMA. And in both cases, it's the same thing. We're trying to isolate one leg and creating this engagement right here and creating that figure four around one of the legs. And then in this case, we're punching away. And there's a whole bunch of game here, but just getting there in the first place and getting control is amazing.
Vegan turtle?
Yeah.
So crucifix would be
Yeah.
here.
And now where are you gonna, show me what you're gonna do with your whole body now. Yeah, that's gonna be good there.
Well, I guess in MMA it'd be something like that.
And on the street, you'd just be an elbow to the back of the head, right? And you'd be grinding their face into the ground, right? And so one of the entries into here is with this offhand right here, is that offhand might create some space for this to enter in while you're gripped over here. And this offhand might create that space and allow that left foot to come in here. Bam, and then we're here. And that's a real nice spot.
And then I can like roll over my shoulder.
Yeah, I might roll over here. And now we're here. We're hanging out here. Yeah, you got all that. But what did I just try to do to you earlier? I tried to do like a crucifix twister, right?
Oh.
Yeah, and so one of the things with the legs right here is what I think Curtis likes more is this leg goes up here and then comes here and then you're crossed over back here. You have like kind of the crucifix cross right here. And now this way, what you do with the twister, do it now with the crucifix. So where's this right arm gonna go?
On my head maybe?
Yeah, like there. Right here. See that? And then grab a hold of my head over here on this side of the crown of my head. And that's a good one. Tap. I got Omar with that. Omar's one of my favorite people to beat up. I got Omar with one of those a while ago. And then the truck right here. Truck right here is just this bam, bam, bam. This wedges in here, that outside leg now, in this case, outside leg enters into here, and same cross body grip, bottom half of the body action, leg action right here, bam, and then we have all those options right there.
The banana split.
Yeah. So here, enter into that truck.
So here.
Yeah, this foot will wedge in between my legs.
Boom.
Yeah.
And then I roll forward.
Roll forward or backwards, either way. Get that Kimura grip for me first. Boom. Yeah. Give me, yeah. Like that. Adjust it, yeah. Damn. What feels better?
Your knees facing.
So what feels better might be going back this way. Kicking through, inserting here.
Right. Now I'm able to do all this.
Yeah, now you got all that game. Yeah. And one of the biggest things I would tell you too is stretch out. Let's get more, because you're always in planes and on the road. And that was one other thing is just like in a lot of those positions, that mobility. If you have an option for a while now, doing something that's mobility centric rather than strength centric for a while, so you can open up your ability to do
Hip flexors.
yeah, like I do. And one of the ways I get like a really good side control, and Eddie told me it was, you know, something that was so important that like I just wrote it as like a long, like page like 220 something. We're in the car on the way back from him and Sam doing a gig in the middle of nowhere, Texas. And he just talked about people need to talk about your side control and talk about your pressure. Talk about that ability to turn that head, turn them away from you, disallow them from turning and framing up. And I'll do a lot of these beast crawls. So just having something that you do like as a primer before you warm up. I'll do beast crawls. I'll do downward dog. I'll do my downward dog into some hip flexor stuff, especially after class. Here, pigeon, here. I'll do a lot of that stuff, but like a lot of that pressing downward, any part of your durability, strength, and conditioning, all about like squeezing. So I'll do like a lot of like farmers walks, farmers carry with kettlebells, and then I'll also do like a lot of like ground-based like pressure, forward pressure. Yeah, because you felt probably while we were rolling is that I'll use my head as a fifth limb and a base on your chest and keep that chest engaged, keep it on the ground, so that it's just it allows me another space. And all that is pressure in here and pressing on your opponent rather than on the ground.
Twister side control. I'm gonna go study that.
What was that?
Twister side control.
Twister side control.
I'm gonna go study that.
Twister side control for that entry, and then also with that twister side control, get on your back right here. This underhook right here, this ability to create this underhook is so valuable as they press up into you and they're framing up and you're here and you just understand what this underhook does. What this underhook does is it keeps them from being able to spin out from underneath you, all that kind of stuff. So looking at that underhook as a concept.
Twister side control. You're trying to latch onto this.
Yeah. I love cooking people too. Like today, I didn't get a lot of subs today. It's my first day back in like a week. I didn't feel so sharp there. I felt really sharp conditioning. One of the things I thought about while that was happening was like, is being able to win positions is always I want an MMA-centric game that if we were to fight forever, I win 33 minutes in, 35 minutes in. I didn't mean to say 33. I'm sorry. Sorry to trigger you.
It had to be 33.
Yeah, there had to be 33. This guy's a fucking Satanist too. Like 35 minutes in, I want to be the guy who wins, right? I want to be hard to submit, and then once you're hard to submit, once you've created that, you've created being hard to submit, you're able to be more free and open offense as well. Your defense is so good that you have less concern, and then you build your game around the squeeze and around pressure and around the 10th planet game. The most valuable thing, John Donner said, the best thing Eddie gave the sport was his half guard game. So that was when I really got into it. John and Gary Tonin used to use this cage right here when they first got to town to get ready for Gary's one championship fight. And when he told me that, it was just a big eye opener. Something I already knew. Eddie's ability to wrestle up. Some of the stuff that I learned talking to Eddie in the process of writing the book. And to have both of them, that was where I zoned in. And really all that lockdown stuff is just half guard from elsewhere. As you felt when you watched the role we had, where I get that lockdown from all over, it's just half guard everywhere. And it's a great place to be in control and to catch your breath. And Eddie talks about that in that episode 478. Him and Joe talk about him and Eddie and Euler second match. Finding those spaces where you can catch your breath is part of that lockdown, part of that half guard.
What's the name of the book?
Mastering the metal.
Mastering the metal. And I haven't read it yet, but it talks about jiu-jitsu in there as well.
Yeah, did I get you one?
No.
I have one. I'll get you one. Yeah, it talks about jiu-jitsu.
I thought it was more like just music.
Music into jiu-jitsu. And then, you know, through it all, you get an idea of, like, part of the thing about 10th Planet that Eddie did was he put everything into these flows. There's 32 flows, and not every school teaches it the way Eddie does, because it came from Eddie in a way, right? Like he sees it clearer than anybody. So as a coach now, I'm trying to get to the point where I'll feel more comfortable teaching the warm-ups. But that's the way to learn the system. It's all online, 10th Planet Index, 10P Index on the App Store. Yeah, it's $9.99. So you can see all the warm-ups. And any move that you hear anybody talking about, I'll have a video on the 10PHF YouTube tomorrow. We'll put out another mini seminar class thing that you can watch. And took a bunch of notes on the first